Okay. It's recording. All right.
What do you, well, okay, well, whenever you started talking about it and we, you know, you're showing me that, I got this, you know, man, I got just a feeling, right? You know what I mean? An uneasy feeling. You know what I mean? About the whole thing. And, you know, we've been talking about it a while. But it's just that I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it's almost like you know, that it rings so true that it you know, it got me right here. You know what I'm saying? And because, you know, the right to consent is, you know, that's you know, I guess we all want our right to consent, you know, and it's kind of, to me, it's like, you know, it's your personal liberty, or, you know, your right to feel that you've got a choice in what, you know, the way and direction that your life is going, you know. To me, that's kind of where I feel like that we feel like that we're so helpless in that concept of how the direction of our life.
Yeah, we're powerless under this system.
Yeah, and
the system disempowers us.
It really does. No matter what, in the market system, and you're trying to do something, you're trying to go in business, you're trying to, you know, and you're dealing with you're borrowing money from the bank to buy this, to do this service, to do this deal. You know, you're expected to have employees. You're expected to, you know, you're expected to produce products that can be marketed in the system. You know, and you work your ass off, and you realize that when it really comes down to it, you know, it's that you're trying to serve humanity, and you're serving everybody. You're trying to get out there and you're serving everybody, but it's just like it's taking just more and more toll on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, the banker's making more than the guy doing all the work and taking all the risk.
Yeah, we're taking the risk, trying to get out there, put it out there, pay the employees, keep the cash flow going. Just keeping the cash flow going, everybody's getting their piece, you know. And then when it's all said and done, you know,
the banker's got most of the money.
The banker's got most of the money. The employees don't, because you have to hire them so cheap to stay in the market.
Right.
You know, the marketplace. So the employees they don't have any right or say in either. The only right an employer has is the right to quit.
Right.
You know, they don't have the right for their, you know, just their working conditions.
Right.
You know, like Justin over there, you know, hell, he's making $8 an hour.
Working for a construction company.
Yeah, well, and the thing about it is,
barely minimum wage.
I was making $8 an hour doing the same thing 30 years ago.
Right. When $8 an hour bought something.
Yeah, I was able to buy a new truck. He can't even conceive to buy a new truck.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's trying to put together an old truck that he's spending tons and tons of money on, because he has to do it a nickel at a time, because that's all he's getting paid.
Right.
The market is so out of balance in our production, you know what I'm saying? Out of what we can produce, our manufacturers quit. We have to take individual rights to have the right to consent, so that we can produce just to survive in this system that we have right now. We have to I want my right to consent to be able to produce and understand how I can produce.
Right.
You know, and
to do more than survive on crumbs.
Doing more, survival. But you know, and this is my whole trip too, about, you know, me and on the plants and the microorganisms and all that we've pulled so much out of our natural resources that we have to rethink how we are producing in our natural resources. And you know, it's like that poem, you know, in the end of the poem I said, if you you know, if you take more than you give, you know, you're the problem.
Right.
and not the solution.
Right.
You know, well, if the common people are giving so much, you know, they're giving up their right to consent.
Right.
You know, I want my right to consent.
Yeah.
You know, so I can survive and just survive in this world.
Right. You know that a convenience store pays twice as much to banks in credit card fees as they make in profits.
Okay.
And the bank has no risk.
Yeah.
If the convenience store goes under, they say, give us back our little credit card machine.
Yeah.
You know, sorry,
absolutely.
Sorry, you're in bankruptcy.
Yeah. Well, and so let's use a credit as convenience store. Okay. So if they don't, they make X number of dollars. They've got this invested. They make X number of dollars. If they don't reinvest it in another convenience store, then the government gets it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they're forced to put in another convenience store to stay on that same treadmill, just, you know, to keep the damn process
Well, to
going.
multiply enough units to where they're making a living instead of struggling month to month. Yeah.
The owners
Yeah.
of the convenience
Right.
store.
And the employees
And
are
the
getting
employees
screwed.
are
They don't
not
make
making
anything.
a living. They're
Right.
struggling and having to sell drugs on the side just to survive.
Yeah.
You know? And what are they buying? What are we buying there? We're buying food that is inadequate for our own cell reproduction.
Right.
You know, the food, what we have out there on the marketplace is killing us.
We want
You
our
know?
right to consent to how our food is grown.
Yeah.
Instead of chemically grown food, we want naturally grown food that actually nurtures us. The
Yeah.
shit they're selling us doesn't nurture us.
Yeah, but we're
It just fills our stomachs up, and it gets rid of the hunger pain, but we're still starving.
You're still starving. You're still in like.
Yeah.
I need something. I've eaten, but I'm still needing something. You know.
Right.
So I think I'll grab a beer, maybe a cigarette.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know what I mean?
the beer and the
Yeah.
tobacco anesthetizes us.
Yeah, yeah.
We got all these meds because people are uncomfortable. They're diseased from lack of nutrition and nurturing.
That's it, right. So I want my right to consent for good food.
What do you want, Rocky?
I want my right to consent.
Yeah, look
You
right
know.
in the camera and say that.
Yeah, the camera's got me.
I know, but I want you to look in the eye of the
Okay.
camera. See the eye in that camera?
Oh, the eye in the camera.
Yeah. Look right in there and say,
Well,
what do you want, Rocky?
I want my right to consent.
Perfect.